Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to Zen Mind Peaceful Life, the place where ancient wisdom meets peaceful living and self-discovery. Today, I have a powerful message for all the Leos out there, and honestly, anyone who's connected to Leo energy. June is about to bring a cosmic shakeup so intense, it will challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself. And here's the hard truth, if you don't embrace a very specific change right now, you could lose so much: your confidence, your relationships, your sense of purpose, maybe even your identity. Sounds dramatic? It is. But it's also a wake-up call from the universe. The stars don't lie. And the Leo energy that shines so bright is being tested, challenged to let go of old patterns, false pride, and ego-driven habits that no longer serve you. Stick with me, because in this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what this change is, why resisting it will only cause loss, and how you can turn this cosmic pressure into your greatest personal transformation yet. If you're ready to dive deep, learn how to harness Leo's true power, and live a more authentic, peaceful life, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the like button to support the channel, and share this message with someone who needs it. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single word of this. Let's get started. June is never just another month for Leo. It's like the universe flips a cosmic spotlight directly onto this fiery sign's heart, forcing it to confront truths it's long avoided. Imagine standing on a stage, proud and radiant, but suddenly, the lights flicker and shift, revealing cracks in the foundation you didn't realize were there. That's exactly what this June means for Leo. The stars, with all their ancient wisdom, aren't just whispering, they're shouting that something has to change. And if Leo resists this call, the consequences won't be small. The pride, the confidence, the very core of who Leo believes themselves to be will be at risk. Leo, at their best, is a natural-born leader. They glow with a magnetic energy that draws people in, charismatic, bold, and full of heart. But pride, when it becomes stubbornness, can quickly turn into a barrier that isolates rather than unites. Picture a Leo friend or colleague who refuses to admit a mistake or adapt to new ideas. The room grows tense, conversations halt, and slowly, doors that once opened wide begin to close. This isn't just about stubbornness, it's about a fear of vulnerability masked by an ego that screams for control. But here's the kicker. The ego that's meant to protect Leo's self-worth can also blind them to the cracks forming beneath their feet. This month, the cosmos are sending a hard lesson. The stars themselves are shifting in ways that challenge Leo's usual ways of being. Mars, the planet of action and drive, stirs restlessness, while Saturn, the planet of discipline and limitation, reminds Leo that unchecked pride can come with a price. The universe is not just offering Leo a choice, it's insisting on transformation. The message is clear: resist this change, and you risk losing more than you realize. Relationships may fray, career paths may stall, and the inner fire that fuels your creativity might dim. What makes this cosmic nudge so intense is how it taps into something deeply psychological. Change, especially the kind that forces us to let go of ego-driven patterns, triggers fear, fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of the unknown. It's easy to see why many Leos might resist. After all, surrendering control feels like surrendering power. Yet, from a psychological perspective, growth and resilience are born from the very act of surrender. When Leo learns to soften, to acknowledge flaws without shame, they unlock a powerful form of inner strength. This isn't about losing pride, it's about transforming it into humility, which paradoxically magnifies Leo's true leadership. One story that beautifully illustrates this comes from a creative director named Maya, a proud Leo who had built her career on bold ideas and fearless confidence. When a major project at her firm failed, Maya's first instinct was to double down, push harder, ignore criticism, and maintain control. But the pressure mounted, and she found herself isolated, unable to connect with her team. It wasn't until she allowed herself to listen deeply, to admit vulnerabilities, and to invite others' perspectives that she began to rebuild not just the project, but the trust and respect that made her a true leader. Her transformation wasn't overnight, but it was real, and it saved her career. For Leos watching this now, the question becomes, what are you holding on to that no longer serves you? It might be an outdated dream, a toxic relationship, or simply a habit of insisting on being right. The trick is to begin with self-reflection. Practicing mindfulness, even a few minutes each day, can help you catch the moments when ego flares up. Instead of reacting, pause and ask yourself, am I protecting myself or blocking my growth? Journaling can be another powerful tool, helping you track patterns and feelings, making what's unconscious conscious. The stars are giving Leo a chance to reshape their story. The challenge lies in recognizing that the real loss isn't in letting go, but in holding on too tightly. When Leo releases control and embraces change, they don't lose their shine, they find a new kind of brilliance that's rooted in authenticity and connection. This shift opens doors to deeper relationships, renewed creativity, and a leadership style that inspires rather than intimidates. But don't rush the process. Change is often slow, sometimes uncomfortable, and always deeply personal. It requires patience and compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. Imagine this June as a turning point, a moment where the storm clears to reveal a brighter sky. The cosmos are calling Leo to evolve, not erase who they are. It's an invitation to build a foundation stronger than pride, a foundation of wisdom, resilience, and genuine self-love. If you've felt the stirrings of this cosmic challenge already, know that you're not alone. The universe is urging you forward, and every small step toward openness and humility is a victory. And for those wondering what practical steps to take, stay tuned, because coming up, we'll explore concrete tools and spiritual practices that can help you not just survive this change, but thrive through it. The truth might be hard to hear, but it's the key to unlocking your next chapter. What you're about to learn isn't just astrology, it's a guide for life, for peace, and for embracing the powerful Leo within you. Keep watching, because what's next will show you exactly how to turn this cosmic pressure into your greatest strength. There's a side of Leo that often stays hidden beneath the glittering crown and blazing confidence, a shadow side that can quietly erode everything they've worked so hard to build. This shadow is the ego's darker twin, arrogance, inflexibility, and an overwhelming need to control the narrative. For many Leos, pride is their armor, but when that armor becomes impenetrable, it pushes people away and blinds them to necessary changes. Imagine a leader so convinced of their way that they stop listening, stop adapting, and stop growing. It's like watching a bright flame consume its own fuel faster than it can replenish, destined to burn out if not tended with care. This hidden shadow is more than just a personality quirk, it's a psychological trap that can derail even the most promising journeys. People with strong Leo traits often derive their self-worth from external validation, applause, recognition, admiration. When those affirmations start to fade or shift, instead of exploring the inner self for stability, the tendency is to double down on ego defenses. The problem is that this approach works only short-term and gradually creates isolation. True growth demands a softer approach, humility and openness. It's not a surrender of strength but a conscious choice to invite feedback and change, even when it stings. The journey to letting go of this ego armor begins with self-awareness. One of the most powerful tools for Leo is learning to recognize when pride is not serving but sabotaging. This can be as simple as noticing the tightness in your chest when someone challenges your opinion or the impulse to dominate conversations. This isn't about beating yourself up, it's about observing patterns with curiosity. A technique that many have found transformative is the practice of journaling, but with a twist. Instead of writing only about victories or daily events, Leo can use the journal as a mirror for self-inquiry. Asking questions like, where am I holding too tightly, or what fear is driving this need to be right, opens the door to inner shifts that ripple outward. Relationships are perhaps where this lesson hits hardest. The fiery nature of Leo means that connections are passionate, intense, and deeply personal. Yet, pride and stubbornness can cause cracks that widen over time if ignored. Consider the story of Alex, a Leo who built a strong friendship circle through sheer charisma and warmth. Over time, Alex's unwillingness to admit mistakes created tension. Friends began to feel unheard, and the bonds started to fray. When Alex finally chose to listen, not just hear, and apologized with genuine humility, the friendships didn't just recover, they deepened. This realignment wasn't easy, but it taught Alex that true strength lies in vulnerability. In the realm of career and ambition, June's energies are shaking the foundations for Leo in profound ways. It's not uncommon to see Leos doubling down on their goals with fierce determination, sometimes to the point of burnout. The challenge lies in discerning when persistence turns into stubbornness that blocks new opportunities. A friend named Clara, a Leo entrepreneur, found herself stuck pursuing an outdated business model simply because she was too proud to pivot. After a difficult financial quarter, she engaged a business coach who encouraged her to step back and embrace feedback she had long dismissed. By integrating those insights and releasing control over every detail, Clara not only saved her business but unlocked creative ideas she hadn't considered before. This is the subtle art of balancing confidence with flexibility, a lesson June emphasizes for Leo's growth. Financially, impulsive decisions fueled by emotional highs are a classic Leo trait that can cause trouble during this period. The fiery passion that ignites creativity and action can also spark risk-taking without thorough thought. A Leo friend, Daniel, shared how an impulsive investment, made to impress others or feed a sense of grandeur, led to significant losses. His turning point came when he began tracking his spending with more awareness and consulted trusted advisors before making big moves. The practice of pausing and asking, "Is this aligned with my long-term goals or just a fleeting desire?" became a game changer. Leo energy flourishes best when passion is balanced with strategic thinking. Perhaps the most profound shift this month is the call to embrace vulnerability as a source of true power. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the courage to face uncertainty, admit imperfections, and ask for support when needed. For Leo, this can feel counterintuitive since the archetype is the proud lion, roaring strong. Yet, real leadership, whether in personal life or public roles, comes from authentic connection, and that requires showing the softer, more human side. Meditation and mindfulness practices offer powerful ways to cultivate this courage. Sitting quietly, observing thoughts and fears without judgment, and allowing emotions to flow builds resilience and opens pathways to healing. It's a sacred invitation to lean into discomfort and discover strength beneath. The beauty in all of this is that when Leo begins to soften pride and embrace humility, a new kind of leadership emerges, one that inspires rather than intimidates. The transformation is not about losing the fire but channeling it with greater wisdom and heart. Imagine the impact of a Leo who leads by example through kindness, listens deeply, and creates space for others to shine alongside. This kind of leadership sparks loyalty and ignites collective growth, elevating not just Leo but everyone around them. As the month unfolds, the challenge and opportunity for Leo is to recognize where ego has held them back, and to take real, practical steps toward change. Start small, catch moments of defensiveness and breathe through them. Invite honest conversations with loved ones. Reflect daily on what pride might be protecting and what might be gained by letting go. Each step, no matter how tiny, is a victory and a bridge to a more authentic, peaceful life. The universe is calling Leo to rise, not by holding tight to old ways, but by daring to be vulnerable, flexible, and open. The road ahead promises renewal and growth that will not only restore but transform Leo's world. But this journey is far from over. What you'll discover next goes even deeper, tools and insights to harness this powerful shift and embrace your true self fully. Change is rarely a comfortable companion, yet it's the most loyal friend to anyone on a journey of growth. For Leo, June brings a cosmic nudge so intense it forces a reckoning, a moment where self-reflection isn't just recommended but demanded. The practice of deep self-honesty is like holding a mirror up to your soul, revealing parts you might have hidden even from yourself. This process isn't about judgment or harshness. It's a tender invitation to understand your motivations, fears, and the subtle ways pride might be steering your choices. This kind of introspection can feel daunting at first. But when embraced, it becomes the key to unlocking resilience and clarity. Many people underestimate the power of consistent self-reflection, thinking it's a luxury for the spiritually inclined rather than a practical tool for everyday life. But consider Rachel, a Leo manager who faced a crossroads when her leadership style began causing friction at work. Initially, she resisted feedback, convinced her approach was correct. However, after committing to a daily practice of journaling her thoughts and emotions, she started to recognize patterns of defensiveness rooted in fear of losing control. This simple habit opened the door to more empathetic interactions and ultimately restored harmony within her team. The lesson here is clear. Self-awareness is not a one-time event but an ongoing practice that gently reshapes how we respond to life's challenges. The emotional realm is another area where Leo's pride can cause turbulence, especially in relationships. The passion that fuels Leo's connections is vibrant and magnetic, but it can also make them vulnerable to emotional highs and lows. This month, there's a warning in the stars about how inflexibility and pride could silently undermine relationships. Picture someone who always insists on having the last word or who refuses to apologize out of fear it might appear as weakness. Over time, this dynamic wears on even the closest bonds. Yet, transformation is always possible when Leo learns to listen, not just to respond, but to truly hear. Real listening requires putting aside the need to defend or prove oneself and instead creating space for the other person's experience. Sarah, a Leo friend, shared how a tense situation with her partner escalated simply because she wouldn't admit fault, even when she knew she was wrong. It was only after a heartfelt conversation where she chose vulnerability over pride that their relationship began to heal and deepen. This change wasn't about surrendering power but about reclaiming it in a more grounded, connected way. It's a reminder that pride, when softened, becomes a bridge rather than a wall. Career shifts loom large for Leo this June. The stars suggest that what once felt like solid ground might now feel shaky, prompting a reassessment. This can be unsettling, especially for a sign known for its ambition and desire for recognition. The key lies in discerning when perseverance becomes stubbornness and when it's time to pivot. Leo's fiery drive can sometimes push them to chase goals that no longer align with their true selves. Imagine a Leo professional clinging to a job title or career path simply because it's familiar or prestigious, even as their passion fades. The inner conflict can cause stress, burnout, and a sense of being stuck. Jake's story illustrates this well. As a Leo, Jake had built a successful career in finance, but deep down, he longed to explore his creative side. For years, he pushed these feelings aside, fearing judgment and loss of status. However, after a personal crisis that shook his confidence, Jake allowed himself to reconsider his path. With guidance and honest reflection, he transitioned into a career that aligned with his values and passions, finding fulfillment and renewed energy. Leo's lesson is clear: sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let go of what no longer fits, even if it means stepping into uncertainty. Money matters are another domain where Leo's natural enthusiasm can lead to pitfalls if unchecked. The fire that ignites inspiration and bold decisions can also spark impulsive spending or risky financial moves. Leo's desire to express generosity and live life with flair can be beautiful. But when finances become strained, the same passion can lead to stress and regret. Daniel's experience is a cautionary tale. His impulsive purchases and investments were often driven by a desire to impress others or maintain an image of success. It wasn't until he started tracking his expenses closely and setting clear financial goals that he regained control and peace of mind. Financial discipline doesn't mean sacrificing joy, it means making choices that sustain your long-term vision. Simple shifts like creating a budget that aligns with your values, consulting trusted advisors, or taking a moment to pause before big purchases can make a huge difference. Leo's challenge is to balance passion with prudence, ensuring that their fiery spirit fuels sustainable growth rather than fleeting splurges. Finally, at the heart of this entire transformation is a call to embrace vulnerability, not as a weakness but as a profound source of power. For Leo, whose identity is often tied to strength and confidence, vulnerability can feel like stepping into unknown territory. Yet, it's this very openness that creates authentic connection and deep healing. Practices like meditation and mindfulness offer safe spaces to explore emotions without judgment, to witness fears and insecurities, and to gradually build courage. Through these practices, Leo can learn to lean into discomfort, recognizing it as the soil from which true growth sprouts. When Leo leaders and creators choose vulnerability, they inspire others by showing that strength includes the courage to be imperfect, to ask for help, and to evolve. This new form of leadership is magnetic because it's real. It invites others to join in a collective journey of healing and empowerment. It's no longer about the roar alone but the gentle warmth that invites and sustains. As you watch this, consider where you might be holding back, guarding your pride at the expense of connection and growth. The stars are lighting a path forward, one that leads not only to personal peace but to a life lived fully and authentically. And the journey is just beginning. There's so much more to explore, including practical steps to cultivate these shifts and deeper insights into how Leo can thrive in this new chapter. Stay with me, because the next part will guide you through those transformative practices and help you step confidently into the powerful, peaceful Leo you're meant to be. As June continues to unfold, Leo faces not just external challenges but a profound spiritual awakening, one that asks for a deeper kind of growth beyond the surface. This month's celestial alignments are more than just astrological events. They are a spiritual wake-up call. When Leo begins to see beyond the ego-driven identity and the loud roar, they start connecting with a part of themselves that is quiet, wise, and deeply rooted. This isn't about losing the fire that defines Leo's personality but about channeling it through the lens of purpose and authenticity. Spiritual growth for Leo is about understanding that true power comes from alignment with self, with others, and with the universe's natural rhythms. Many Leos have told me how meditation or even simple daily moments of stillness have opened their eyes to inner guidance they never noticed before. It's in this space of silence that fears soften, insights arise, and a renewed sense of peace takes hold. One Leo friend shared that when she committed to a morning ritual of mindful breathing and journaling, she began to experience a profound shift, not just in how she handled stress, but in how she perceived her worth. It became less about external validation and more about self-love and acceptance. This spiritual evolution naturally flows into practical actions. The stars urge Leo not only to feel this change internally but to embody it outwardly through real steps. One of the most powerful things you can do is begin with your environment, both physical and emotional. Clearing clutter, setting healthy boundaries, and cultivating relationships that nourish rather than drain you are critical. It's a process of aligning your external world with the internal clarity you're gaining. Another step is to actively seek out communities or mentors that reflect the growth you want to embody. Remember, transformation is rarely a solo journey. It thrives in connection and support. Recognizing when you're stuck or off course is also vital. The subtle signs, restlessness, frustration, repeated patterns of conflict, are signals from both the universe and your inner self urging you to pause and reassess. Learning to trust these signals and responding with gentle curiosity rather than fear is a skill that will serve you well long after this June shift. In my work with many Leos, this recognition often marks the beginning of breakthroughs, moments when everything suddenly makes sense and the path forward becomes clear. The potential waiting for Leo on the other side of this transformation is nothing short of extraordinary. When pride is balanced with humility, passion with patience, and confidence with compassion, Leo's natural gifts can shine brighter than ever before. Imagine stepping into each day with a heart full of courage, a mind open to learning, and a spirit deeply connected to your true purpose. This new Leo isn't just a fiery leader, they are a beacon of light and peace, inspiring those around them to also embrace their authentic selves. There's a beautiful story of a Leo artist I know who, after years of chasing external success, finally embraced this inner calling. By letting go of the need for constant approval, she found her art transforming, becoming more soulful, more vulnerable, and ultimately more impactful. Her journey shows us that losing the old versions of ourselves is often the very thing that allows our true brilliance to emerge. As we near the end of this journey together, I want you to remember this: change may feel like losing control, but it's actually the universe's way of handing you the reins to a more authentic and fulfilling life. The hard truths we face aren't meant to break us, they're here to wake us up, to stretch us, and to open new doors. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel the stirrings of change within your own Leo spirit or in someone you care about, I encourage you to take the first step today. Begin with a moment of self-reflection, reach out for support, or simply breathe deeply and welcome the transformation. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button on Zen Mind Peaceful Life to join our growing community where we explore astrology, self-growth, and peaceful living every week. Don't forget to like this video if it helped you or gave you new insights. And share it with friends who might need this cosmic message. Your support means the world and helps more people awaken to their true potential. Remember, you are not alone on this path. The stars are guiding you, and so are we right here, every step of the way. Stay tuned for more deep dives into your cosmic blueprint and practical wisdom to live your best, most peaceful life. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep shining your unique light, stay open to growth, and above all, embrace the beautiful, powerful Leo you were born to be. Peace and light, always.